Welcome to the review of the Kenwood TH-D72a. This is a radio that I did an unboxing video for, and now that I've had a month or so with it, I'd like to do a review about it and show you a couple different things. I did set up the APRS with help from W6 GPS Don. He has a video floating around out there on YouTube about it. So let's go. So first off, I just want to say that it fits in your hand very, very well. Feels pretty dang strong. You know, it's not as rugged as the VX8 from Yaesu, but I'd also say this radio is probably about twice as thick. I compared them side by side in the store, but this one just had more features, I believe, for the buck. You'd be up to almost $600 to get the same amount of features after the programming cable and the GPS and all that with the Yaesu. Not to mention this radio has expanded features for the APRS plus the built-in TNC. The list just goes on and on. The only thing I've done to the radio since I've got it is I did add a diamond SRH-77ca antenna. I put this antenna on almost all of my dual bands. As you can see, it's kind of a nice little whip, but it definitely increases the range of the HT almost, I'd say, triple or quadruple. I can reliably talk about 3-4 miles away, and also hit APRS digipeaters about 3-4 miles away as well with this antenna. So well worth $30 upgrade, considering the fact that you're not going to have to buy any of the programming software or anything like that. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the radio on, and you can see I got a custom logo I easily built in there, and I've already programmed the radio to quite a few frequencies. As you can see, it's already kind of going off. So let me just walk you through some of the basics. You have the push to talk transmit button right there. The next button right below that is the lamp button, so you can easily turn that on, off, on. And then below that you have the monitor button, which opens up your Squelch. So I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate just a little bit. So to switch bands, you could easily just hit this button right here. And keep in mind, this is after you've already had the radio programmed and whatnot using the included software, or actually the software you download from their website, which is actually pretty easy to use. I did find I had to take an extra step or two in order to add the tone in for the repeaters, but other than that, you know, it's pretty straightforward, and I didn't have any issues with it. So I'm just going to walk you through a couple of little things and how exactly everything works, already considering the fact that maybe you already pre-programmed yours with a few local repeaters in it. So I'm going to go ahead and just tune to, let's say, just a local repeater here, and then I'm also going to tune this one off since the signal keeps coming in. So I'm just going to go leave it on the one that's not really going on right now. So to switch in between the two of them, you'll just need to press this button right here. Just goes right back and forth. The difference between the two is the one that's on the high, or I'm sorry, the furthest to the top is going to transmit high, and the one that's lowest to the bottom, if you select that one's going to transmit on low power. So you're going to want to keep that in mind. You can also hit this button down here on the bottom that says dual, and you can see it just makes it a single channel radio if you don't like the dual receive. So you can also hit to access, if you just want to enter a frequency, you can just hit VFO, hit enter, just like that, and it'll take you to frequency. And if you want to switch back to memory mode, all you have to do is hit this MR key right here at the bottom. Bam, just like that, we're back into memory mode. And you can do the same thing. You can change down and go into VFO mode there, if you wish. Thing to keep in mind is, for some reason, I noticed it only lets me get the AM frequencies on the bottom channel and not the top for some reason. So I'm going to go ahead and switch that one back to memory mode. So it's pretty simple. Once you follow W6 GPS's video to enable APRS, I'm just going to go up to the top there, select the APRS frequency that I already have programmed in, and I'm just going to hit this little F key right here, you'll find that this will turn on and off a lot of buttons, as well as do a couple of any of the ones that's actually highlighted up here, so you can actually turn that frequency low or high, or etc, etc. So you just hit the F button, and this one's marked GPS. Hit GPS, and the GPS will start turning on. So then you're also going to just hit this little button right here in the middle that says TNC, and it'll go ahead and open up the TNC. And I have it set to just go ahead and, oh, see, just right there, all you got to do now is hit the BCON button right there, beacon, and bam, it'll transmit an APRS beacon. Just like that. If you want to see your position, you can just hit this POS button. I'm not going to do that right now, but you'll be able to see it. Actually, I'll go ahead and show you guys. So you could easily see position, altitude, miles, memory. If you're using the log, you see what satellite trend. And I'd just like to point out that this is inside the house, and this acquired that fast. Very quick to acquire this GPS. So that's something you're considering really using a lot, the APRS features. It's something that definitely stood out to me, was how quickly that was able to grab a signal, versus I played with a Yaesu VX8 with the attached GPS dongle, and you know, it was kind of bulky, and it just didn't grab a signal as fast as this one does. This one uses a Surfstar 3 processor, so a lot of the Garmin's use that as well, but very quick signal to grab. So I just want to kind of maybe show you some more of the menu features here. I guess it'd probably be a little bit easier for you guys if I went ahead and lit up the lamp on the side there. And I just want to show you one of the cool things about this as well. To turn on and off a lot of features, you just hit the F key, and you just hit GPS. That turns GPS off. And you just hit the TNC button twice more, and the TNC is off. And I'll make sure to include a link in the description for Don's video. So I'm going to go ahead and just turn on that light so you guys can see a little bit better while I'm going through here. So to get into the menu, you're just going to hit this menu key right here. This F key below there just does some basic things like tone, frequency, voice alert, quick beacon, you know, some basic things. So you really don't have to mess with that too much unless you're just turning on your GPS or some other things. Now the main features you're going to find in here is in this little menu key right here, and it's so well laid out, it's just so stupid, it's, you know, so simple it's stupid. So let me go into the APRS, for example, and I can show you how I have mine set up. So I have my call sign set up in there, as well as some basic features, and you can just go through the menus here, seeing kind of what's in there. And one thing I had to kind of figure out for myself was how to actually put a message in there. I was getting a little discouraged about it because, you know, it's really easy to do with the Yaesus. But as I played with it a little bit, I was able to figure it out. So you can see right here, I got my icon set up. I have it set up this right here, QSY, is if you want to give somebody your frequency you're on so they can tune to your frequency. And then the next thing down is status text. I want to bring this up to the camera there a little bit, and you can see right there I have my status text hello world 73s, and once you put that in there and you set the transmission rate 1:1 and just put it on there, it pretty much this will send out with your APRS beacons, and it'll show the status text on APRS.fi, which I'll show you here in a few seconds. So you can just keep on going down. You can put in a position comment if you want and other things. It's just got really detailed features for APRS, and the manual pretty much covers everything. Next in the GPS menu here, you can see some of the basic options they have for it. You can also set up a static GPS location if you don't want to use the GPS. You can set up the tracking log, which actually has a smart beacon feature, which will send beacons out based upon if you're turning, if you're going faster, slower, things like that. It's really detailed in the way it'll actually do it. So I'm just going to go ahead and get out of this menu, and we're going to go back to the radio, and you can see you can put your power on message, and you know, your log, DTMF memories, just some of the basic stuff, and it's all really easily laid out for you to be able to find stuff. So one other thing I wanted to touch on here real quick too is if you want to change the digital squelch One thing coming from a Yaesu, this one was I don't have that fancy knob on top to change the squelch, but it's fairly simple. In here, you just hit this F key right here, and on the side you hit the monitor button, and it brings up the thing for the squelch, where you can bring it open or down, your choice. But fairly simple to do everything on this radio. I haven't had any trouble doing anything I wanted to do with it. There was just a quick look to the manual, and now I pretty much got this sucker down, and I'm pretty sure you would not have a problem doing it either. So I'm just going to take one more glance over the radio, show you the keys and stuff there. And you could see this pretty hefty battery pack on the back there. That sucker definitely does wonders. It definitely lasts forever. One thing I didn't touch on was on these side buttons over here. The top one's speaker, the second one's for a mic. You got your USB cable in there. You got a COM output, which is basically, it's actually, sorry, an input. And you can input it like a weather station data or some other data. There's a couple different things you can put in there. And then last but not least, you got your DC in for your adapter. So I'm going to go ahead and pause the video, and I'm going to go ahead and show you guys the programming software.